Hello there, happy day. Here's guitar lesson 1. I figured I would put some of the thinking into a lesson and put it on the web for you and others to enjoy. Hello to my special friend Wolf, who's 11 years old and learning how to play the guitar. So first off, I'll be talking to you about some of the prerequisites to even getting started. And if you want to, I keep thinking the phrase take seriously playing guitar. Here are some things to do, but also the idea of being serious about it is probably a little bit antithetical to actually playing the guitar and having fun with it. So if you want to have fun with it and look serious or be serious about it, here's some things. Anyway, so guitar, having the guitar out and out of the case is always a good thing. Having the guitar have new strings on it, always preferential to old strings, and the way you can tell that is by looking at them and seeing if they're still sort of shiny or if they're looking tarnished. You can clean strings by boiling them, I believe, but you can also buy a new pair of strings. They're easily accessible and make the whole experience of playing the guitar sound a lot better when they're newer. And these guitar strings right now are probably a couple months old and could be changed, but not quite there yet. Some other items that you want to have around are a capo. I use this kind. They're probably about $10 at a music store, and they work great. And they go on like that. And they change the pitch. One other item that's a nice thing to have around is a tuner. This is called the Snark, and it works wonderfully. And it makes pretty colors as well. Let's see, the battery might be running low on this guy. Oh, there we go. So, anyway, that's a Snark. Fits right on your guitar, and ideally you just have these two items, the pickup, the capo, and the tuner handy at all times. And if you don't have a tuner, here's just a quick lesson in how to tune your guitar just to itself. So here's a low E, that's the lowest string, and if I start by putting my finger on the 5th fret, you'll hear that I can hear the second note, which is the A note, and you just work your way down. I know I'm not capturing this fantastically, but so 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, and then you're all done. And those are the frets on the guitar, and that way you can tune to yourself, even if you don't have a tuner. Okay, so we've done tuning, having your guitar out and available at all times, so having a stand is a nice idea. The nicer the stand, kind of the nicer your guitar looks. Couple other things that I recommend getting as soon as possible are this book, the Beatles' Complete Chord Songbook, and you probably can find it online somewhere. Let's see if there's any other information about this book. It might be useful. Hal Leonard Corporation are the folks that sell it out of Milwaukee, and yeah, it's from 1999. Anyway, this book, I've been playing guitar for 40 years, and I learn new chords all the time and new interesting things about the guitar. The book is perfect as far as I can tell in terms of capturing how the Beatles sounded and how to play their songs and that type of thing, especially chord-wise. And it's hard to find that. One last thing that I think is not a bad idea to have, and that is a music stand. And I'm sure you guys have a music stand, but if you don't have a music stand, you want to have one. Okay, so let's play some music. So first off, here is how to play a G chord. You'll see, I'm recognizing that this is probably not the best way to do this, but until I get myself some video activity, let's see if we can do it that way. There we go. So it's like that. That's a G chord. And you'll see it printed in music books a lot like that. which is also possible, but it makes it difficult to do things like going to a C chord. So if you're going the way I'm playing it to a C, you can do things like this. And again, yeah, we're going to have to work on the video. But anyway, that's how you play a G chord. That's one thing to make sure you get at the beginning. Another thing that you want to have around is guitar picks. I recommend that you have a guitar pick with you at all times. So start to think about that. Buy yourself 10 and have them around. Personally, I use a thickness of 0.73 millimeters, but anything around there is fine. If you like the softer one, fine. If you like a harder one, that's fine too. Some people like to play them by holding them like this, and some people like to play them by holding them like this. And you'll hear there's a little different sound. Here's the pointed way, and here's the not so pointed way. So you get a little different sound. You can kind of get more out of the strings by using this. This is more of a precise instrument. Also good for if you're picking and you're doing like, you know, if you wanted to do more improvisation and noodling, you would use this approach. And if you wanted to do more strumming, possibly this one. You get some interesting nuances that way. So having guitar picks handy is a good thing. Having a strap handy is nice too, because then you can stand up. So a lot of different things to get ready, but really, actually, all you need is the guitar and time. So here's a key bit of wisdom, hopefully gleaned over many years. When I first started playing guitar, I played my little tush off for about a half hour each day. I was 15, and I just played and played and played for about a half hour, maybe longer, each day for 2 weeks. And at the end of those 2 weeks, given I come from a musical family, but after those 2 weeks, I was pretty darn good. And so, if you want to get excited and good about playing the guitar and backing yourself up with singing, which is mainly what I use it for, although now I do a lot more improvisation too, you will put some serious time in at the front. So, whenever you get around to it, send yourself a gift by devoting about a half hour each day for a couple of weeks, and you'll be surprised how quickly you will get down most of what you need to with the guitar. Okay, so let's see. A quick run through of the chords that I think are most important would be A, and you can find these in a chord book. A, A7, A minor, B minor, which can also be played like that. All right, I'll try to get this a little better. C, C7, my fat fingers. D, D7, D minor, E, E7, E minor, and F. And I skipped G and G7. So if you can just get all those chords written out in your mind, in your hands, those are the main ones that you need to start playing music and start singing songs. That's where we're headed. And I'll run through them again, and maybe I'll attach them in the notes of this video. A, A7, A minor, B minor, C, C7, D, D7, D minor, E, E7, E minor, F, G, and G7. And one way to learn them is to just get ridiculous and actually run through them just like I did. So and I never did that before, but one could. The real way that I find that I've learned the chords, and a key thing is that you're trying to get used to the chords so that you can just play them without having to think about them too much. So a key way that I do that is, or a way I teach that is doing, I forget what they're called, but just basically some progressions, some chord progressions. So here's one. It's just C, F, G, F, C, F, G, F, C, F, G, F, C. And you just want to repeat that over and over again until you get comfortable with it, just sort of by rote. You know, you're not even thinking about it too much. And then another one that you can do is D, A, E, A, D, A, E, A, D. G, C, D, C, G. So just continuing on like that. Let's see, other ones would be A, D, E, D, A, D, E, D, A, D, E, D, A. And I recommend just writing down these different progressions that I'm doing so you can back up, get a couple of these down. Maybe I'll add them to the notes as well. G, A, D, A, G, A, D, A, G. And you can also take these and you can move them around. So it could be G, E, A, D, G, E, A, D. And the point is that you're just trying to get familiar with the chords so that you don't have to think about them when we get to song sheets and finding, songs that we want to play. And so, for instance, when you look at something like this, you can see, okay, whoa, chords, and chords written out. I know it's backwards, but that's fine. You'll have the chords mostly so that you'll be able to play most of them. And then for the Beatles songs, for instance, there's a lot of interesting, one-time chords that show up in a song, and suddenly you keep expanding the number of chords that you can play. So I feel like we've gotten some good stuff down for today. Let me think if there's any. Oh, one other last thought I had is I have this very big guitar, and I'm actually hoping to send it on to someone else. But for you, if you don't have a smaller bodied guitar, I highly recommend getting one. This one is a little backpacker guitar, it's called. It's a Martin, probably about $200, $300 at a store. A friend of mine lent me this. And this is a great guitar, especially for young people to learn how to play the guitar. It's got a nice punch to it. You can actually make some sound. And it's very easy to transport. It's got a nice little strap attached to it. And it works just like a bigger guitar would. And, for many people, this size guitar, and myself included, is probably all you need for most playing, especially for practicing. So, there you have it. That's lesson 1. I hope you got something out of this. I appreciate your feedback if you want to share it with me. And I think I'll post these on my website, albertideation.com. And have a great day. Play on. Don't forget, half hour each day for 2 weeks when you're really ready to dive in. And you will come out the other end quite good at playing guitar. Have a great one. Oh, live from Portland, by the way.